Hey everyone, so first off, I just want to preface this video by saying this is not meant to be motivational, but rather I want this to be used more as a reference point to show others the type of physique that can be acquired after a few years of lifting naturally. So if you don't want to hear me ramble on, I'll have the transformation pictures right here, so you can take the pics and go. But if you want just to get an idea of some of my thought process and some of the things I've done for this transformation, here we go. So this is where I started at 180 pounds, 20 years old, 5'8.5" tall, and as you can tell, just kind of fat, not like obese, but not in good shape. And if you can see like my face, it's glowing. It's not really because of the lighting, but more so due to the fact that I would just be sweating all the time for like no apparent reason. So my normal healthy walking around weight is like 150 to 160. So when I hit 180, I definitely felt it. Like I would be sitting on the couch, just be breathing heavy when I'm doing nothing. And, getting up was a hassle and all that stuff. When you start breathing heavy and you're not participating in any physical activity, it means there's something wrong with you. Like that's not normal. So next picture, same day, same outfit. My double chin going on right here. Just a quick tip for anyone that's trying to get fit, lose weight or whatever, and you're not in a relationship. Do not go looking for a relationship. It's not gonna help you out. I promise you. Because once you get in a relationship, it's like they want you to get lean or they want you to get skinny or whatever. But as soon as you start spending time away from them, going to the gym, they're gonna start complaining. It's like, what do you want? They don't know what they want. You need to know what you want. You gotta do you. Take the time being single and, really make working out a part of your lifestyle. Make it a habit before you start going and looking for other people. Anyway. So anyway, I decided to pretty much hey, let's put in some workout, diet, lose this fat, and bam, after a year and a half, and this is not me, by the way, I kind of look like this. I unfortunately had to, I unfortunately deleted my 1 year progress pictures, which was on my other hard drive. So that was gone. So I had to pretty much just Google search this guy, go through a sea of half-naked men to find someone that looked like me, which I do not recommend anyone doing. But anyway, photoshopped his face, and after a year and a half of working out, this is kind of what I looked like. And at that time, I was very happy with this. Going from 180 to probably around like 150-ish, and looking like this, there was some pec action, there's a little bit of definition, and I was very happy with this. After 3.5 years of solid lifting, I was able to achieve the physique that you see here on the right. And while it's not the most impressive physique, it's not really a bad one either, at least in my opinion. And I was very, very happy with the results that I was seeing. So it did take me 3.5 years, which is kind of long. But, if I really wanted to, if my diet was just impeccable, just super clean, and my workouts were just so intense, it's like vomit inducing every single time I went to the gym, I probably could have achieved this physique with my genetics in like 2.5 years. But the thing is, to do that, it's not easy, and most people are just not like that, but they pretend to be. They pretend like they're this type of person where they're so intense like all the time. And especially in social media, that's all you're gonna see. You're just gonna see just people lifting and just some bullshit motivational quote like just on the bottom. Like, what? At the end of the day, all you're doing is lifting stuff up and putting them back down. It's not that serious, And so my point that I'm trying to drill home here is it's not about the intense gym sessions that you have, here and there. It's not about the week or month or whatever, how many days that you ate clean. But it's about the consistency that's going to yield the results that that's going to change you for the rest of your life, essentially. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these hardcore, intense people do not exist, but I'm just saying they're very, very far and few in between. And for the average person who's not trying to compete or win Mr. Olympia or something, it's just not necessary. You know, you can take everything at your own pace and still see great results. Having said all that though, next picture, I get fat again. So here we have me at 185 pounds, my 5th year into lifting, during my quote unquote bulking phase, which is a complete lie. You know, it was just me getting fat, not counting calories, not counting macros. And a lot of people would do this. They'll just dirty bulk because they just want to eat whatever they want to eat. Be honest with yourself. You know, but for some people it works. For me, even though I gained like 20 plus extra pounds, none of my lifts went up. I did not gain a single, ounce of strength from those 20 pounds, which kind of tells me, you know what, I'm either not trying hard enough or dirty bulking is not for me. And to be honest, probably both of them. But anyway, I was really busy during this time and, a lot of family stuff and yada, yada, yada. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I still went to the gym. I was still super consistent, even with 2 jobs and all this nonsense. But I wasn't hitting the gym as hard as I wanted to. I could barely eat. I could barely sleep. But because I kept gymming and lifting a part of my lifestyle, because I incorporated that and I made it a habit during my earlier years, even though I was super tired and all that nonsense, I was still able to go to the gym. Even though sometimes I literally went in 20 minutes and I just left. But I tried to do my best to keep the consistency up, and later it paid off. So this is me, 185. You can see the look of disappointment in my face. Just, can't even believe what I'm looking at here. But funny thing is, at the same time, in my mind during this time, I kind of thought I was buff, which is completely delusional, and it just shows how fragile a human mind is. It really does. So moving along, here's me at 180. So at this point, I decided, you know what, let me lose some more weight. My goal wasn't really to get cut, but it was to get down to maybe where I once was, right? Back to my former glory days of 155 pounds or whatever that was. So 175, 175, 170, and I'm not really, paying too much attention to my diet. I'm just kind of counting calories off the top of my head, which is usually what I do. I'm not counting macros. I'm just counting calories just to lose the weight. And for those who do not know, that's what counts when you're losing weight, just pure weight. And here are some of the meal preps that I've done: some chicken, rice, and broccoli, some curry, sausage, enchiladas, stuff that you don't see every day. So this is pretty much when my real cutting begins. Once I hit 165, I thought I was going to look pretty good. But clearly, looking in the mirror, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? Like, I need to lose more. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, once I hit 155, which is going to take me around a month of hard dieting, right? I'm going to look like ripped, which again, once highlights how crazy and delusional my mind is, because if I think I only need 1 month and only 10 pounds to lose on this body to look ripped, I need professional help. So moving along, 165, same picture, different lighting, shows how crazy lighting can make a big difference. And then I hit 155, which was a month later. And I definitely made a lot of gains in terms of fat loss, but still no real definition. Abs are still whatever. Shoulders are coming in. I have no tan or anything either, so that's gonna play a big role, as you will see. 155 side view, nothing special. And then I hit 148. So here, my abs are definitely a lot more defined compared to the previous pictures. Some obliques coming in, very small amount of veins coming in from my lower abs. It's very hard to tell here, and a little bit of a tan, which definitely makes you look a lot more defined. before anyone else has a chance to point it out, I want to point it out myself. I do realize that this right here looks like a belly button piercing, but I promise you guys it is not. It is just the dirty mirrors. And the next picture I'm going to show you guys is when I finally decided to end my cut at 144 pounds. And that picture is going to highlight how much of a difference every single pound makes once you're at a lower body fat percentage. So here we go, 144 pounds. You can see my V cut in my lower ab region is a lot more pronounced. It was almost non-existent in the other picture. And generally, just everything's a little tighter. I contemplated going down to maybe 140, perhaps even like 135, just so I can, say I was shredded, like, really, really lean. But, I'm not trying to audition for Dallas Buyers Club 2 or, compete in some, physique contest. So it really has no value to me. So I decided 144 pounds, I look decent enough. I'm happy with it, and that's what matters the most. So I pretty much just decided right here, I'm done. Bam! Double biceps, flexing my abs down. You can see some of my lower ab veins. And yes, you are right. Those are Totoro slippers, and they're freaking awesome. The next picture is going to be me, same pose, but flexing my abs up. Got the face gains. You can even see the veins in my forehead. And this is just a side view. Whatever pose this is, but you can see pretty decent ab definition, little crevices in my chest area, some shoulders. Shoulders not as capped off as it is here. And we come to this. So pretty much this took me 7 years. Honestly, it should have taken me like 5 years. A lot of people with similar genetics like mine can achieve this in maybe like 4 or 5 years. I would say 3 years a little bit too early. If you have really good genetics, you could probably do what I did in like 3 years. Obviously, if you're on the magical juice, it's a whole nother level. You can probably do it in like a year or something. But for me, I'm happy with this. And I'm only 145 pounds, guys. I'm light enough to be a girlfriend. But I look a lot bigger because a lot of that weight is actually muscle mass, not just fat. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, when they hear that I'm only, well, although I'm at 155 now since I ended my diet, but when I was only 145, people, would be very surprised because I just don't look 145. So the funny thing is, once you start losing the weight, your muscles become a lot more visible and it creates the illusion of you being a lot bigger than you actually are. So here's a really quick clip of me doing some posing. Really badly, I might add. I never really done any posing before I made this video, so I have no idea what I'm doing. And it clearly shows. A few things I've learned from posing. Number one, it's a lot harder than it looks. I did not know it was that taxing on your body. Number two, it's a really good tool for you to create that mind and body connection. So I'm probably gonna actually incorporate this into just my workout, maybe as a cool down or something, replace it with stretching maybe. I don't know. And number three, it shows you where your weaknesses lie. For me personally, it's my upper back, just the lack of mass in that area. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up my fitness journey. And overall, pretty happy with how my physique turned out. Even though it took me 7 years instead of the 5 that it should have taken me. In life you get hit with unexpected setbacks and you just gotta move along. So it is what it is, not too sad about it. And moving forward, I actually don't want to get that much bigger. I only want to add maybe like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle, which is not an easy thing to do when you're a natural lifter. But yeah, for my frame and my height, which is 5'8.5", if I add too much weight, I just look stubby and I just look stupid, So for me, I feel like being lean in the 145 to 160 pound range is the way to go, and that's going to be my goal. Unfortunately, I had to leave out a lot of useful information because I did not want this video to be like 50 billion minutes long. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to get to them. And the takeaway in this video, guys, is this, that if a lazy scumbag piece of human trash like me can get in shape, then anyone can. And with that, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as stated before, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, guys.